What's going on, everyone? MikeO back doing another Allen Ginter autograph showcase. This will be my authenticated and slabbed, encapsulated showcase. Got a couple boxes, probably about 125 slabs or so here. So nothing crazy, but should be a lot of fun. Ton of different cards to show off. Obviously, mostly baseball, few non-sports, few from other sports. A lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of personal favorites, definitely some Phillies. As a Phillies collector, I usually get all the Ginter Phillies eventually, authenticate it and encapsulate it. 98% of these will be PSA DNA. There's a few that will be SGC and a couple that will be BAS, Beckett Authentication Services. And of course, it is what it is. They're all different. There's some red flips, there's some blue flips, stuff like that. I am not personally all that picky on the different flips and whether it says trading card or the regular card. Of course, I prefer when it has the card details, but I'm not going to go crazy worrying about that. So we'll do this showcase, have a lot of fun with it, and then I will be back eventually with some other cards that are in semi-rigids that will be going off for authentication at some point in the future. So let's get on with the showcase, doing this live rather than recording and uploading. So I will interact a little bit, but not a ton in the live version, but I will try and do a little bit of it. So I have a few more cards in top loaders that were actually in one of these boxes. So we got a Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur had a nice career, really well-liked guy, fan favorite type. Yvonne Gallardo. This is a nice autograph there. And how about this one? This is sweet. Numbered to 10, the mini Roy Halladay red ink. So obviously that red ink is just perfect to go with the Phillies. Halladay, Hall of Famer. Brilliant career in Toronto and capped it off with some incredible seasons in Philadelphia with the Phillies. So that is obviously a staple of the collection. So a few extra cards in top loaders I wanted to show off. And then I will get into some of these slabs. So let's get started. We've got a Todd Helton. So it's a really nice one there. Todd Helton, one of those guys who has a chance at potentially eventually reaching the Hall of Fame. We'll see. I don't think it's real likely, but I certainly think he'll be considered on the ballot for a number of years. And, had a really nice career in Colorado. So Todd Helton. Here's a guy who had a great professional career as well, Chris Carpenter. Just a beast in the postseason, had some unbelievable seasons. His career was not super lengthy. Of course, he had a lot of problems with injuries over the years. Also, great friends with Roy Halladay as well. They had that classic matchup in Game 5 of the NLDS where the Cardinals won it 1-0. That was unfortunate for me as a Phillies fan, but obviously a great game. What's up, vintage oddball cards? Here's a Torrey Hunter, another guy who had an excellent career. Ton of great seasons with the Minnesota Twins, but also very productive with the Angels. So a nice Torrey Hunter. What's up, Swing Away Sports Cards? Thanks for joining. Travis as well. Here's a Hall of Famer for you. A little odd seeing him in that Oakland Athletics uniform. Definitely think of him as a Chicago White Sox, but Frank Thomas, obviously great. If you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, Frank Thomas, Ken Griffey, those were the two young guys that you were chasing in the hobby. So it was a sweet big hurt. What's up, Lou Rock, the masked collector? There's a Hall of Famer with the Hall of Fame inscription, Fergie Jenkins, on that 2013 Ginter. Awesome looking card there. Sweet blue auto. Big fan of this. This one I got TTM and then had it slabbed up. Michael Kadire. Kadire had a really nice career. Put up some big years. Made some all-star teams. Has a really, really nice signature. And that's just an awesome card. Like, that card just looks great. So Michael Kadire. Here is Luis Gonzalez. Luis Gonzalez, another guy who had a really nice career, bounced around a little bit, kind of a late bloomer, but then just was fantastic for a few seasons there, and of course had that World Series walk-off hit off Mariano Rivera, so Luis Gonzalez. So here's a Les Miles, so here's a non-baseball. I will definitely do any Allen Ginter autographs. Obviously, my favorites are the baseball ones, but I'll pick up any that I come across or get any TTMs or in-persons if possible. Another example, Jim Calhoun. And you know what? I love all the Ginter autos, but definitely when you see some of the black examples, I think generally speaking, the blue autos do come out a little better. Here's Annika Sorenstam on the 2011 Ginter. Keegan Bradley on the 2012 Ginter. Here's an Orlando Cepeda. So generally speaking, in the slabbed ones, you're going to have a little better quality than we had in the last two showcases. Here's a Carlton Fisk. This one was acquired TTM. You could make a donation to his foundation. It's a really nice Carlton Fisk. C.C. Sabathia, 2013. What's up, Len? Thanks for swinging by the live portion of this video. Todd Frazier had some really nice all-star seasons for the Cincinnati Reds, competed in home run derbies, so Todd Frazier, still an active player. It's Bill Buckner, who had a really nice career, unfortunately remembered for not the greatest of plays, but obviously a fantastic player, had a really nice career. Sweet auto here in the Dodgers uni, Dodger blue. Jim Rice on the 2013 Ginter, so another Hall of Famer there, Jim Rice. Red Shandies. There's another Chris Carpenter, different year, 2007. How about an umpire, Don Deckinger? I think this one I bought pre-slabbed. There's another Carlton Fisk. This is the 2013 Ginter. This looks awesome. Juan Marichal, who has a number of Ginters. I've got a few of them signed. Love the inscription of Hall of Fame 83. Mark McGwire. Kind of a sloppy signature there for McGwire. This was in person and given to me by my buddy Jason out in Vegas, so appreciate that, Jason. The Rocket Roger Clemens as a Boston Red Sox on the 2014 Ginters. A beautiful card, man. The 2014 Ginters do look great. So nice Roger Clemens. And here's a little Yankees action of Roger Clemens. It's a beautiful looking card there. Here's a mini. Pedro Martinez. The mini Ginter. Little condensed signature. Still came out really well. We got Andre Dawson. Andre Dawson with a really neat, unique signature. A sweet card there, Andre Dawson. Appreciate everyone watching live and those who tune in later, archived. There's a Trey Turner rookie card, signed in black. Doesn't pop quite as much because it's a little darker card, but still really nice. Got this one TTM back, I think, spring training of his first year he was signing. I got that and a Topps rookie card. Here's a Jim Edmonds. He's another guy who had a really good career, probably a very underrated career. He was unbelievable out in the outfield and center field and really good offensively as well. So nice Jim Edmonds. Jim Palmer. Nice Jim Palmer. What's up, Ed? Got Billy Wagner as a New York Met. He's a potential future Hall of Famer. We'll see. Here's another Fergie Jenkins. The Hall of Fame inscription. That's a sweet looking card. Man, 2014. I guess that's a design that I start to forget about. You start looking at again, and you're like, wow, that's really clean, great for signatures. Here's another Orlando Cepeda, this time as an Atlanta Brave. Love this one. Jonathan Broxton. Now, Broxton had a really nice career, had some dominating seasons as the Dodgers closer, but the Philadelphia Phillies absolutely owned Broxton, specifically in the postseason. Matt Stairs had the epic blast in the NLCS off of him. Jimmy Rollins had the memorable walk-off triple against him. So got to see him in some key moments in Phillies history back in the heyday of 08 and 09. So nice Jonathan Broxton. It's another Luis Gonzalez. This one signed in black, a little different one. There's another Dodger, Tommy Lasorda. Sweet card there. Have a lot of great memories of watching him kind of lose it on the Philly Fanatic back in the day growing up when he was managing the Dodgers. He is local to the Philadelphia area and obviously a legend in Los Angeles with the Dodgers. Thank you, Sandy. It's a Bob Gibson on the 2013 Ginter. Bob Gibson has a underrated signature. Just that complete, neat, old school signature. Obviously, nasty on the mound, though. There's another Bob Gibson. We got a few Bob Gibsons. So it's really sweet. Raleigh Fingers. I actually have one of these cards signed in one of the Topps Archive Signature Series Magnetics as well. Dennis Eckersley. Tony Perez on the 2013. James Loney. We got Garrett Atkins in 2007. Got Doug Slayton on the 2007 Ginter. Pretty sure these guys here I bought all in a lot from a guy at a pretty good price. Here's a Bill Hall. Bill Hall actually had some really nice years. A lot of home runs and some all-star appearances, if I remember right. So he had a few good years, Bill Hall. Andy LaRoche, Adam's brother. A little less successful in the major leagues. Andy LaRoche. We got Michael Dunn. He was a reliever for a number of years with the Braves, Marlins. Remember him facing the Phillies quite a bit as a lefty reliever. We got John Lannon. John Lannon, he in his first major league start hit Chase Utley in the hand, broke his hand, sent him to the DL, I believe. Later would become a Philly for a season. John Lannon, he had some okay years. We got Grady Sizemore, who had some excellent seasons in Cleveland and then ended up just getting hurt, banged up, missed a couple seasons, tried to make a comeback with the Phillies. He was part of the Phillies for about 2 years. He may have jumped somewhere else for like one season, and then that was kind of all she wrote for Grady Sizemore. Excellent player whose just career was sidelined by injuries. I think he was part of that, was it the Bartolo Colon trade? Here's Matt Cain, who obviously also had a really good career, part of some Giants championship teams, threw a no-hitter. Matt Cain. Curtis Granderson, who had an excellent career. Some big seasons in Detroit. Obviously, Yankees, Mets as well. Ended up really developing a lot of power, but multiple tools there for Curtis Granderson. If he just retired. I think he was what the Marlins last year. He was Barry Melrose, so that one will be a little spark for hockey fans out there. Barry Melrose. Some people love him, some people hate him. I don't mind him. Joe Buck. He's one of those guys who's just been the voice of so many big games, whether the Super Bowls, World Series, and so much more. Joe Buck. So it's a cool looking card there. Definitely happy to have that. What's up, Robert? Heidi Watney, part of MLB Network. And then we've got Jim Nantz, who signs in green. Obviously well known for what he's done with golf, but also the NFL. And again, one of those guys who's done so much in the world of announcing. So nice Jim Nantz. Another Fergie Jenkins. No Hall of Fame inscription. We've got Evan Longoria, one of the better-known Tampa Bay Rays from over the years. David Wright, all-time Met. The blue looks good with the Mets. There's another popular Met, Doc Gooden, Dwight Gooden. Obviously, just some spectacular seasons. Threw a no-hitter with the Yankees. Unfortunately, substance abuse kind of derailed his career at times and cost him potentially reaching the Hall of Fame, but he's a legendary player that people certainly remember well. Here's a Billy Williams. Beautiful blue signature there, Cubby Blue. Brewers legend, Robin Yount. Sweet looking blue auto there. Again, matching that Brewers uni. Look at that. You gotta love that old school Brewers uniform. And Donnie Baseball. Talk about a player that has a huge following. Another guy, not a Hall of Famer. Who cares? He is so well followed and so popular that it really doesn't matter. And also, you know what I just realized? This card is definitely mislabeled because this is Topps Allen Ginter. It is not Allen Ginter X. Allen Ginter X is black. Black color, not white, but whatever. Not a big deal. Don Mattingly. All right, next stack, we're going to have a couple Beckett authentications before we get back to some PSAs. Here's Greg Maddux. Now, of course, I would prefer Greg Maddux as an Atlanta Brave. That's where he's best known, and of course spent a lot of times with the Cubs as well. But we have him here in a Padres uniform, so definitely interesting. Greg Maddux. Yogi Berra. Nice little mini Yogi Berra. Very cool. I love the look of this card. The card looks amazing. The signature is clean. He signed a lot, but Bob Feller also graded a 10 autograph, which I don't put much stock in. I'm just not into the autograph grading. I think an autograph either looks good or it doesn't. I don't see how you give it a numerical grade. Maybe a 10 or a 9. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Stan Musial here did get a Beckett 9 autograph, which it's not ideal. I would rather see the signature altogether, not top over bottom, but this is the Musial I found at the time, and it was a mini, so I will take it. Then we have an SGC authenticated, Andy Pettit. SGC does not do autograph authentication currently. We get a Miguel Cabrera, SGC. And we've got a Bobby Doerr, SGC. Go with a non-baseball one, Ivory Crockett. Light black signature there. He was a runner, sprinter of a 9-second 100-yard dash, so pretty quick. Back to baseball, we got Jason Kipnis, really nice player with the Cleveland Indians, part of some playoff teams with the Indians, part of that pennant-winning team a few years ago. Justin Upton, guy's putting up some pretty impressive numbers over the course of his career. He's one of those guys who never quite became the star that people thought he might be as a prospect, but he's really had a really good career overall. It's Bobby Doerr, Hall of Famer, also one of the best, if not the best, TTM through the mail autograph signer of all time. This guy signed all his mail, signed it quickly, was at one point the oldest living Hall of Famer. So, Bobby, appreciate everything you've done for the hobby over those years. It's another Jim Palmer. This is a 2013 version. Another Jim Palmer on the 2014 Ginter. Big fan of this one. Think this looks great. Whitey Ford. Just love the signature, love the pose, love the card. Whitey Ford, I don't know, something awesome about Whitey Ford. He's generally fairly affordable to collect, and I feel like he's one of those guys I got to grow up watching play. I mean, I didn't, but I think it's because he's a Yankee, and I've seen so many kind of documentaries and baseball videos about the Yankees, and then he was a character in some of the movies like 61. So, I don't know, maybe that's why I felt like I got to grow up watching him play a little bit, but I've always enjoyed collecting Whitey Ford. Johnny Bench. Super sweet Johnny Bench. This 2013 is awesome. Bench is another one of those guys. He has multiple Allen Ginter cards. I think the 2013 is my personal favorite. Brooks Robinson with the Hall of Fame inscription, again on the 2013. Got Wade Boggs. I definitely have a number of Wade Boggs too. I remember back when I was into TTMs big time, I would send the Boggs to try and get all those Ginters signed and so many others. There's an Al Kaline 2014. Very young photo of Mr. Kaline. So Ryan Sandberg, another guy who started becoming a great signer after his Phillies tenure as manager went up. Has a interesting signature to say the least, but very consistent, so appreciate that, Rhino. Bert Blyleven on the 2013. Nice clean signature there. Classic Angels uni. Felt really fortunate with this one, the Don Sutton. A lot of Don Sutton autographs are signed directly over his face, and they quite honestly don't look very good. I guess he liked the letter I sent him when I got this one done, but he signed this one perfectly, so it looks amazing. So sweet Don Sutton. It's another Bobby Doerr on the 2013. Ivan Rodriguez. Really happy to have this one in the collection. One of the best catchers of all time. Here's a Jim Thome signed in black. Definitely matches that White Sox uniform. So I have a number of Thomes. I have Phillies, Twins, and White Sox. He was a guy who bounced around there once he left Cleveland. So really nice. It's a Chipper Jones, 2008 Topps Allen Ginter. Vladimir Guerrero. Guess nowadays you gotta call him Guerrero Sr., but this is a nice one featured in the Angels uniform. It's one of the international cards they put out, so pretty cool looking there. Yet another Brooks Robinson, and I'm sure we'll find a few more in the stack. Really cool looking photo there. Yep, we got a run of Brooks Robinsons here. It's at 14. Love the Hall of Fame inscription. It's a rookie card of Madison Bumgarner. Now this guy, just recently, this past offseason, signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but really made a name for himself with the Giants. I gotta assume he'll go down in some sort of Giants Hall or Wall of Fame, whatever they have out there in San Francisco, but so many great seasons, so many incredible postseasons, just money in the playoffs. He is a lot of fun to watch unless he was pitching against your team. So, Mad Bum, that is sweet. Here's Zach Britton. Had an incredible year for the Orioles a few years back in the Cy Young running. It's another Brooks Robinson on an older Ginter. Another Brooks Robinson. Another Ryan Sandberg. There's Johnny Pesky, Pesky Pole. Cool pickup. Adrian Beltre. Sweet blue auto there. Got this one TTM. He did sign for a short while, then he started stamping his cards. It's another one. Also cool, not as nice with the black signature. I mean, everyone has their preference. Some people like the black, and I'll certainly take whatever it takes to get one in the collection, but I'm always going to prefer that blue. I just think the blue pops and looks much better, generally speaking. There's a Jeff Kent. Interesting signature there for Jeff Kent. Don Larson, only player in Major League history to throw no-hitter in the World Series. Sweet Don Larson. Oh, here's one of my childhood favorites, Will Clark. Great signature. Great in blue, great photo. Awesome looking design on that card. Just brilliant for the collection. It's another Will Clark on the 2013 Ginter. Really nice card there as well. Brooks Robinson. That black Sharpie looks pretty good. Nice and bold. A lot of times black Sharpies seem to be more likely to streak a little bit. There's another Brooks Robinson. So, like I said earlier, a lot of Brooks. Here's a Vita Blue. It's another Johnny Bench. Bud Selig. Controversial figure. Not necessarily everyone's favorite. But he did do a lot for the game in terms of revenue. Ryan Braun certainly has seen his stock fall over the years. He's had a nice career, of course, overall, though. It's an Adam Jones. Andre Dawson. Tony La Russa with what seems like one of the world's smallest signatures. It's another La Russa. Here's Phil Niekro. Wade Boggs. Ben Zobrist had a really nice career. World Series MVP with the Cubs, I believe. Another Ben Zobrist. Played in a few World Series. On the Rays team that was in the World Series. He was on the Kansas City Royals World Championship team and the Cubs. There's another Ben Zobrist. So we've got a few Ben Zobrist. There's a Juan Gonzalez. Dominant offensive force in the early 90s. Juan Gonzalez. Andrew Miller. Part of that Miguel Cabrera trade and ended up going on to have a really successful career as a reliever, not necessarily a starter, but been on a few teams and pitched really well. It's a third Adrian Beltre. Some Wade Boggs coming up. Across the years, Wade Boggs. There's another Dwight Gooden. This one has a bunch of different stuff on it, bunch of inscriptions. 84 Rookie of the Year, 85 Cy Young, 86, I guess it says NL Champs. So signed in red, definitely a little different. Pretty neat. And we've got Bill Mazeroski. So nice Bill Mazeroski. So that's through 2 boxes. It's about 100 slabs, and I still have all these to go. So I appreciate everyone joining, everyone sitting through the lengthier video. Hopefully you enjoy the showcase and the autographs. Here's Mike Pereira. You'll hear him on Sundays, giving his thoughts on calls. George Brett. Love this 2012 George Brett. Beautiful pose, sweet signature. So great Hall of Fame autograph there. We got Carl Yastrzemski. Let's take a look at 2 Reggie Jacksons. We got the Yankees version from 2012. And we've got an A's from 2014. Got a Nolan Ryan. I love the look of this card. Here's another Carl Yastrzemski. Cal Ripken. It's a random football one. It's Drew Brees. I really wish they would have made some football Allen Ginters over the years. That'd be amazing. But they did include Drew Brees at one point while they had the licensing after winning the Super Bowl. So really thrilled to have that one in the collection. This one I acquired via trade from Jerome, aka Yankees Cards, here on YouTube. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., full-size autographs. So happy to get that one. Did receive a 9 grade, but perfect for the collection. Here's another Yogi Berra. Here's the full-size version. Jim Thome. Awesome. How about Mike Schmidt? Awesome Mike Schmidt. Love the look of that card. It looks absolutely stunning with that blue signature. Perfect for the PC. Mariano Rivera, Hall of Famer. Little action card here. Mike Mussina. Super cool. Rookie card of Ronald Acuna Jr. It's another Carl Yastrzemski. Ichiro Suzuki, future Hall of Famer. Nolan Ryan, Astros version. Glad he signed it where he did, because obviously that jersey is very dark, so it would not have popped quite as well. Huge fan of this card. 2012 Tony Gwynn. Just such a cool looking card. Sweet old school uniform, great signature, amazing player. Left us too soon, but that is a staple in the collection. It's another Mariano Rivera on the 2014 Allen Ginter. Scribe number 42. And here is a 2013 Nolan Ryan. It's an awesome looking card, which I've said a number of times, but I mean it. It's a 2014 Allen Ginter Bo Jackson. Another one of those kind of pop culture icons, someone that, feels like most people, even if they didn't get to see him play, have heard of. And just one of those guys that kind of transcended the sport a little bit. Career cut short, but still holds a fairly premium value due to popularity. Here's Steve Carlton, one of the greatest lefties of all time. Jim Bunning, Phillies Hall of Famer. John Kruk, awesome John Kruk, kind of a fan favorite. Guy I was lucky enough to grow up watching. Does some announcing for the Phillies, is part of their Wall of Fame, was a member of the legendary 93 Phillies team. It's Michael Young, definitely better known as a Texas Ranger, but got to get a Phillies card in the collection, of course. Bobby Abreu had an amazing career with the Phillies. Really, his career stats are pretty impressive. He did, I believe, remain on the Hall of Fame ballot. Now, he's not the type of guy who, in my opinion, will ever get in, but take a look at his numbers. They are pretty good. He compiled some impressive seasons during the course of his career. This guy did not necessarily live up to what people had hoped he'd be. Was interested in seeing how he would perform in Kansas City this year. We'll see if he gets a chance, but MikeO Franco, hit some home runs, just couldn't find that consistency. Here's Carlos Ruiz, great catcher, had a brilliant career. I think he's tied for the all-time high in no-hitters caught. Caught Cole Hamels no-hitter, caught 2 from Roy Halladay, including the postseason and a perfect game, caught a combined no-hitter, so he was one of the leaders of the 08 team, had a really good career. Current Phillies ace, Aaron Nola, on the Ginter rookie card. Here's one of my favorites, Brad Lidge, from 2009 Allen Ginter, kind of commemorating the World Series victory. And my buddy Chris got this for me down at spring training. Got it in person, and it is so unbelievably meaningful to my collection. Just an unbelievable moment that I was lucky enough to share with my father and my brothers and so many friends and family, and got to celebrate. And one of those memories you think about quite often. So that, to me, is one of my favorites in the entire collection. Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian. Amazing memories, amazing years with the Phillies, clutch hits, and then did the same thing in Boston, helped them win a world championship. Cole Hamels, another guy who's had a fantastic career. Charlie Manuel, great longtime coach. He's been in baseball for like 50 years, was a player, coach, hitting coach, really highly regarded, very responsible, according to Jim Thome, for his success, and then, of course, managed the Phillies to the 2008 World Series. It's another Shane Victorino. Raul Ibanez. Had some nice years. It's another John Kruk. This one signed in black. The last one was signed in blue. Another MikeO Franco. Another Aaron Nola. Not the rookie card, but a little neater signature. So very neat. Collecting a few extra John Kruks there. So that's cool. I think that one was supposed to be for my brother and just never got around to giving it to him, or he didn't pick it up. This is Steve Carlton. Beautiful. And this one is a Beckett JSA. It is Jason Worth, who is one of the more underrated players in Phillies history. I mean, this guy's postseason numbers are off the charts. Had a ton of success, was a very big part of the Phillies in 07, 08, 09, 2010, and a lot of people thought the Nationals were crazy for the contract they gave him, and honestly, wasn't really that bad of a contract. Did he necessarily perform to expectations all 7 years? No, but he played all 7 years. That's something you can't say for most other players. And helped them get to the postseason, build more relevance, and probably helped rub off on some of the young players that ended up winning the World Series last year with the Nationals. So Jason Worth, underrated career. It's Johnny Cueto, who had some excellent seasons. Jim Thome as a Minnesota Twin. And Orlando Cepeda. What's up, Canadian Cards? It's another Matt Carpenter. This guy sort of has fallen off, but Felix Hernandez, some crazy great seasons. Definitely going to be one of those guys highly remembered as an all-time Mariner. Charlie Blackmon. Great seasons with the Rockies. Jacob deGrom. A couple Cy Youngs. Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman. So Juan Marichal. And another Juan Marichal. Cole Hamels is a Texas Ranger. Lorenzo Cain, another guy, unbelievable player. Helped the Royals win a World Series and has been performing really well with the Milwaukee Brewers. What's up, Tyler? Moose Skowron, Yankees legend. Matt Carpenter. We got a lot of Matt Carpenters. Another Matt Carpenter. Trevor Hoffman. Ryan Sandberg. Jay Bruce. And we wrap it up with Miguel Cabrera. Definitely a shorter signature there. A little sloppy, but still future Hall of Famer. So, if you guys joined late to the live feed, I very much encourage you to check out the full video. For those who watch the whole thing, I appreciate it more than you can even know. I hope that everyone enjoyed seeing all these Allen Ginter autographs that have been authenticated and encapsulated, mostly all by PSA DNA. Love the Ginter collection. Have had a ton of fun over the years collecting them. Always looking to add more. Haven't been picking them up as crazy as I would love to, but I will certainly continue to pick them up for sure. And it's a lot of fun. I definitely enjoy it. There's so many things I like to collect in this hobby. Love to collect the Phillies. Love to collect Hall of Famers. Love to collect autographs, graded cards, raw cards. There's something in this hobby for everyone, and I hope everyone appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, be smart, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great one.